Hey, what's up guys? Jamie G back here again. Thanks very much for joining me in today's video. If you are new to my channel, I cover internet marketing, affiliate marketing, how to get started online, and pretty much everything digital, including how to run Facebook ads, which I'm going to go through today. So if that's of interest to yourself, feel free to hit the subscribe button down below. Don't forget to hit the bell icon wherever it is. I'm never quite sure. To stay up to date with everything I'm going to be putting out. Like I say, today I'm going to show you guys something that I've seen people charge literally thousands of dollars for to teach this method. It's actually really straightforward. Yeah, and you can set it up in about 20 minutes. It's really not that hard. Basically what I'm talking about is lead generation for small businesses. So I'm kind of letting the cat out of the bag a little bit here. This is sort of my business. My agency is called Leadco Solutions. So sort of like giving away all my secrets here. But we're gonna go through how to set everything up, how to get leads for your business if you're a small business. And if you're looking to sell this as a service, you'll be able to go through this process, see exactly what it's all about, and yeah, get leads for your clients. Awesome stuff. I'll see you guys on the inside. Hey, what's up guys? Jamie G back here again. Thanks very much for joining me. So as I said in the first part of this video, I'm going to show you guys something that people are charging thousands of dollars for to learn these little skills. Now, of course, I am just skimming over it a little bit. You're going to have to probably watch this a couple of times or take notes as you go along. I've been doing this a long time, so hopefully, and I haven't actually set one of these up for a little while, so hopefully it doesn't throw a bit of a spanner in the works for me. But what we're going to do is set up a lead ad for a local business. Now, it could be any local business, any service industry. So I guess anything from like pool maintenance through to pet care, or I guess even services, electricians, things like that. So these are ideal for, I guess, getting leads, building up the business, all that sort of stuff. So if you are a small business, this is a way that you can potentially save yourself thousands instead of hiring someone like me who's going to charge accordingly for these types of services. Otherwise, in doing this and going through this process, you'll be able to save yourself quite a lot of money. Now, having said that little disclaimer, what I do is probably a little bit more technical in the sense that I do have a pretty active hand on, I guess, targeting and updating that, making sure that's ticking along, making sure that the actual cost per lead is always lower than it should be, or lower than what they expect, what the client's expectation is. They always expect it to be lower. So that's my job to try and work that out. So yes, I'm giving you the overall overarching view of it all, but it really does work. So what we're in now is just the business manager or ads manager. I personally use business manager. So you just go to business.facebook.com to create one of those. And the reason why I use that is that it allows me to basically manage everything from my ads manager through to all my Facebook pages. I've got heaps of them out there. Instagram accounts, I can manage them through there. All my ad stuff, all my analytics, my audiences, all my images and collateral and assets, things like that. So plus you can create rules. I can manage all that through the one login, which is pretty handy. Anyway, I'm rambling once again. Welcome to my world. Okay, I'm going to press this nice big chunky green button over here to create. First step. Now, if this is something that you're looking to sell to small businesses yourself, if you're looking to, I guess, get into Facebook ads, this is probably the easiest way you can do it. Now, I do apologize. I know when I'm recording my screen, it does tend to take a little bit longer for these things to load. So I just ask for your patience while we go through this. No, can't tell. Okay, great. Excellent. Alrighty, nice and simple, yeah? Campaign name, you want to try and work out your own naming convention when it comes to naming your Facebook ads, because once you start working on certain accounts, whether it's your own or for your clients and whatnot, you'll find that you just have a whole bunch of ads, a whole bunch of campaigns, ad sets, all that sort of stuff. It gets really confusing. So if you can kind of work out, all right, cool, this is October and I'm targeting traffic or leads or video views or whatever you like, it's kind of important to chuck that in. That way you can kind of segregate the different reasons why you'd be setting up specific ads and campaigns and whatnot anyway. For this one, I'm just going to go nice and simple, test, if it allows me to type, yep, test lead ads. Really doesn't like me recording, quite funny. Auction, I can't actually change that. It's going to stay at auction. Traffic now. What I'm going to go down here and select is the lead generation. You may have a slightly different looking screen. I know with traditional ads manager, you're going to have slightly different layout, things like that. Now here's something that's really cool. You can have a split test. So you might have two, you might have lead generation, but you might have, I guess, two completely different ways of going about it. So can be anything like images in one, video in the other. I don't know why you wouldn't do that on the ad set level, but you can actually basically do this and just, I guess, change different aspects and split test them. Alternatively, budget optimization, that means that you can have an overarching budget for the campaign. Where it is really handy is if you have, say, 5 ad sets, you automatically know that if you've got 5 ad sets, you want to have X amount of budget per ad set. It means you don't have to keep coming in and adjusting budgets all the time. So you might want to tick that one. I'm not going to bother for this one. Ad set name, lead ad test. Now that's one of my pages there. Wow, it really doesn't like me recording. That's crazy. All right, cool. Anti-hustler. And just going to go down. Don't look at those. These are some of my clients. Actually, I'll try and blank that out. I've already accepted the thing. That's cool. So what just a little note there for you guys is that it comes up with a little box there. You do need to click on view terms in order to read through. I do encourage you to go through that process to read through the terms and conditions of collecting data for either yourself or your clients. And there'll be an option right down the bottom. Click the yes, I accept, the submit button, whatever, and it'll mean that you've then accepted those terms. Create new ad. Again, I'm going to go lead ads test. I do encourage you to think of a slightly better name than what I've used. I would probably be inclined to put, say, for example, lead ads, ad set name. I'd be inclined to put in here things like whether you're targeting male or female, whether it's mobile or all devices. I would put in things like the age range. So sometimes you can break it down to 1 year age gap, 5 year, 10 year, whatever it may be. You might be looking only between the ages of, say, 35 up to 45, or whatever the case may be. So it's good just to kind of work out that way. You can skim through your ad sets and keep an eye on things and go, okay, cool, that one's performing really well. What's the difference with that? Oh, yeah, I'm targeting that range, and it's males age 32 that seem to be taking up this offer. Yeah, so it means that you can then hone in on just targeting a lot more, kill off the other ad sets, or perhaps even adjust those other ad sets accordingly. So don't do as I've done. Do as I say, not as I do. Radio, save the draft. And this will go through that process of actually being able to create these ads and stuff as well. And I'll show you this ultra tricky targeting technique that I use, which is called relying on Facebook to do all the work. That's what it's called. Very tricky. Anyways, hopefully this is saving for me. Boom chakalaka. There we go. So we got the draft campaign set up, yeah, which is kind of cool. So there's a couple of tools that you're going to need for this as well. So I use something called Zapier or Zapier. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, to be honest, but Zapier.com. I'm going to leave a link below. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. I don't think they have an affiliate program at all, but I absolutely love it. It's awesome to use. And what it does is it's similar to what's that thing called, IFTTT or whatever it's called, if this then that. Very similar, and you might be able to get away with using the free versions. I'm not sure, but I lied. When you're using Facebook lead ads, you will need the premium version, which I think starts off at about 20 US per month, if I'm not mistaken. I think actually I'm paying 25 per month, so not overly cheap, I must admit. But for something that you can have a whole multitude of different zaps, so it could be like, for me, for example, when I upload these YouTube videos, it'll go and automatically send something to Tumblr, to Blogger, to I think Blogspot as well. If that's not, I think it's the same thing, different thing. Reddit, Pinterest, like all in one thing, and it saves me manually having to do that. And you can create all sorts of different tasks through basically all your digital stuff. So emails through to whatever. Yeah. So anyway, that's what I use, Zapier, and I'll show you that in a minute. But first, Right, lead generation, that's our goal. Cool. And now we're going to use Facebook's lead generation forms for these. And I'm going to show you at the end of this, if you do stick around, I'm going to show you basically a way to kind of supercharge this whole process. So to be fair, you'll find that while the leads are often quite cheap doing it in this way, I'll show you a way that you can get higher quality leads. They are slightly more expensive, I must admit, usually, but it's actually worth paying that cost because they have basically left Facebook, they've found your site, they do want to input their details, and as a result, means that you get, usually speaking, higher quality leads as a result. So, especially if you're selling this as a service to clients, yeah? Now, can I move my little face over? Yes, I don't know if you guys can see that. I was just moving my head. Right, what do we got there? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, budget optimization. Yeah, what's up? Radio. So then we want to click up here to the ad set, or there's another way. You can actually just click over here, whatever you want, but I was going to click up here, ad set. You don't have to have, you can have more than one ad set as well. In fact, I would encourage that when you start getting a bit of data, and if it's an existing site and you've had a lot of traffic to it, I would set up another ad set specifically for retargeting people that have actually gone to a website. Otherwise, you kind of, it's like leaving money on the table. You really want to be collecting that. If people are already engaged in the business, then you want to try and re-engage them. It's actually a lot cheaper from a business perspective to get existing customers than it is to get new customers, normally speaking. So, that's one little tip for you guys. But here we go. Right. Ad set name, aren't we? Yeah, You've accepted that. This is my page. I'm going to associate with that. Obviously, you want to make sure that you do, if you are doing it on behalf of clients, that you want to have access to their page, their ads manager as well. Alternatively, you can actually create your own ads manager on their behalf. I probably wouldn't recommend doing that, quite specifically because it means that you can, in theory, hold that data and kind of hold them over a barrel. And I know, some people prefer to do it that way because it means that the client's more inclined to pay their bills. The other thing is that it's not as transparent. So I personally just prefer the transparency. As their account, end of the day, I want them to be able to log in, have a bit of a look around, and if they muck something up, then I can actually see who's done it. Whether it's me or one of my team, as opposed to them playing around on their ads manager and making mistakes as they go. Catalogs, that's not us for this particular thing. Daily budget, whatever works for you, really. I mean, in reality, you can start from $5 a day. I think for lead ads, realistically, especially for local businesses, you probably want to hammer that out a bit more. I'm thinking like 20 to $50 a day just to start with, because you want to try and build up some data like El Pronto and see if it's actually going to bite. There's no point going, oh, well, I've spent $10 over 2 days and I've got like one lead. Actually, I'd be quite happy with that. I mean, if you're paying less than $10 per lead and you're selling a service that's like, I don't know, $400 a month or something, then it's pretty damn good, right? Anyway, and that's again, if you are selling this as a service, that's something that you'll need to try and articulate to your clients, because often the battle for us running these ads is that the client can't see the value, and you need to put it in a perspective where, well, okay, sure, I'm charging $2,000 per month, and you're paying $1,000 per month in ad spend, so that's $3,000 total. But in reality, if you end up getting, say, 30 or 40 leads per month, and those 30 or 40 leads, even if you close like two, and you're that the total value of that client is worth, say, I don't know, 10 to 20 grand, then it obviously pays for itself pretty damn quick, right? So that's the whole point, and a lot of people can't conceptualize that. They just think the upfront costs are, oh my God, you're charging through the roof, and I'm getting leads, and I don't know what to do with them. Well, do you want me to try and sell those people as well? Like, anyway, it's an ongoing issue I have with some people, with some of my clients. But if you're doing this, or you have been doing this for a little while, it's something that you will face. And like I say, the main point being is that you do need to articulate and show them the value, not just like, oh, well, you're spending $50 a day or $100 a day, and you'll get some leads, hopefully. It's just like, well, no, 5 leads a day, or even 1 lead a day, but it's a quality lead that wants your service. That's what we want. It's going to convert into money. That's good, right? It's what you're paying me for. And for you little businesses out there that are trying to save money by doing this, yeah, like I say, once again, start with a higher budget. Not crazy high, but I mean you can start with $5, but I would encourage you to look at say 20 to 50 bucks a day, and you'll pretty quickly start gathering data. You might be able to work out that you don't need to be spending that much money anyway. You can drop that right back to whatever you choose. It's just a starting point realistically. Now, there's a whole bunch of people on Facebook, and I don't think it's the case, to be perfectly fair, but some people think that you should start your ads at midnight and let it run for that full 24 hours for it to optimize. I don't know. Maybe I should. I don't know. Maybe it's when you got huge volumes, but for these types of ads, it really doesn't matter. You know, a simple lead ad that's going to go through and start at like 8 o'clock in the morning or now or whenever. You know, so be it. It's fine. I don't really care. Schedule an end date. So in that way, you might decide, okay, well, I want this special to only go on for a week and just to test the waters. In which case, the other thing you can do is if you do set an end date, and bear in mind you can only do this when you set an end date. You can't do it if you have no end date. You can actually have a lifetime budget. So you might decide, all right, it doesn't like me. There we go. Yeah, okay, so there you go, 350 bucks. You might decide, I only want to spend for the month, I only want to spend 500 bucks. In which case, you know, that gives you a month, and obviously you can change these dates, no worries. Now, like I say, just to recap that, you can only do it when you put it onto lifetime budget, and the only time you can have a lifetime budget is if you have a start and an end date. It doesn't work if you've got it ongoing because it doesn't know when you're going to finish the campaign. Yeah. Anyway, right. So that's what we're doing. Doesn't matter. Now you can create a custom audience. I'm not going to go through that right now. It's quite complex. Well, it's not complex, but it's probably more. I realize I've already been chatting for about 16 minutes at this stage. So what we're going to do is we're going to just do some incredibly basic targeting. And realistically, you probably don't need that much more than what I'm about to show you. For these types of ads, you probably want to sort of add a couple of exclusions eventually, or some certain demographics. If you do know them, I do encourage you to have a look and maybe do a customer avatar, which basically means that you have an idea of what your perfect client looks like, and you can start putting in those demographics into things like Facebook, for example. But anyway, what we're going to do is I'm just going to go. Well, I'm based in Melbourne, right? So I'm just going to go Melbourne, not Melbourne, Florida, too, by the way. Melbourne, Australia. Yep, that's the one. Boom. Okay. Melbourne, Australia. And 25 miles. Let's just, you can go out as far as 50 miles, so I might as well. But you really want to, for yourself, it depends what your radius, what you're happy to go around. I mean, it might be you're only prepared to travel 5, 10 miles, whatever it is. So I'm just going to go 10 miles. Now, I don't know many 18-year-olds that are happy to get their credit card out for business services a lot of the time, unless it's something like a barbershop. So what I'm going to do is just bump this up. I reckon maybe I haven't even decided what I'm fake advertising, right? So let's think about this for a second. Tell you what, I have a bit of a case study I was going to show you guys. So we're just going to do pool cleaning now. I'm going to assume most 30-year-olds, maybe they've got a property. The probability of them having a pool, I think, might be kind of low, perhaps. So maybe I'm wrong. So let's just go 35 plus. Why not? Pool cleaning services, 35 to 65. Yep. And that's it. That's about as far as my targeting is going to go. Although it's actually really funny because it's showing me over here that it's only going to show the ads to about 1,000 people, which is that's not right at all, man. I don't think I've put any targeting in here, which should make life tricky for. No, that's it. So I don't think that's overly accurate to be honest. It's yeah. Let's try it. Let's just try broader, see what happens. Where are we? Up here. I'll make it wide. Maybe it's just that. Let's go 50 miles. Why not? If I'm doing pool cleaning, then maybe it's the way to go, yeah? and that should re-estimate. Probably won't though. Yeah, I don't know where it's getting that figure from. Sometimes if you do see that the potential reach is really small, you just want to go back up and have a look. Have I selected anything that I shouldn't have? Is there anything ticked? So here I haven't got any targeting added to this at all, so it's really quite odd. You can also click this as well. Now what that'll do is basically expand the interests out. Now, because I'm not even putting interest down, I don't really see the point. So you might be able to try and find something in here, having said that. So it could be like, and I know because Facebook's done that whole update of targeting, they may not show these types of things anymore the way they used to. Hometown small business owners. There you go. For small business owners, you can target things like that. Now, not to sound rude to anyone, but the other thing you can do is target things like income greater than. Okay, it's got US based stuff, so this is probably not the greatest example for when I'm doing something based on Australian details. Unfortunately, in Australia, we're a little bit limited in terms of the targeting that we can do, just because we just do not have the data here. Obviously, Facebook's household income. Try that one. It's not overly important. I mean, I was joking around at the start of the video where you really don't need overly complex targeting, and to be fair, I'd probably even just run it just going, okay, I don't need 50 miles out, but maybe if I go 10 miles, it'll decrease that number of people in the potential reach or potential audience. But I'm just going to leave it like that. Like I say, it really doesn't matter. We want results anyway. I'm even going to tick that because why not? This is wrong. I mean, this is something that I was told I shouldn't never do because it defeats the purpose of actually adding interest layers to it. Look at the time. Sorry, guys, I'm not even a third of the way there. All right. Now you can adjust the placements. In fact, you know what? I'm going to break this up into two videos so you guys don't get bored. But I'm going to go through this process, and then after I'm going through that process, I'll do another video which shows you guys the back end stuff of how you make the lead generation side of it work. Anyway, stick with me. I'm going to do another 7.5 minutes there. Right. Okay. Now, sometimes I leave it on automatic placements. Sometimes I change it. It really depends. Sometimes I've had amazing results through automatic placements. Sometimes I've had horrendous results. Not until I actually change up that. But just to give you a bit of an idea what you can and can't do. Edit placements. I just click over here. Alrighty, so you can either go straight away to that drop-down menu and select mobile or desktop only. But what you want to do is come along here. If you are going to edit it, probably wouldn't bother about instant articles. Instagram feed is fine. What else? Yeah, okay, because basically with lead ads, you're limited in terms of where you can actually put them anyway. So you're almost better off just leaving them on automatic placement anyway, unless there's some specific reason why you wouldn't want them to show up on Facebook or show up on Instagram, for argument's sake. Anyway, I'm not going to bother with any of that. All mobile devices. This is a really interesting one here. Only when connected to Wi-Fi. Now, the reason why I mention it is because me personally, I don't give a crap about data. I use my data all the time. It doesn't bother me, but I know, and I still can't work it out. We're 2018, but some people have a massive issue with using data. And so therefore they won't look at anything. And if they are looking at stuff, they won't want to watch a video. They won't want to take an action because it's chewing up their data. Like I say, I don't get it because I mean, you get gigabytes these days. It's different world we live in. Anyway, but one of the schools of thought is that if you tick only when connected to Wi-Fi, the likelihood is that someone's in a comfortable position. They're at home, they're at a cafe, they're not driving, for example. So therefore, the probability of them taking an action on your ad is higher. That's the theory. I personally haven't tested it that much. I'll leave it up to you guys whether you do or not. But there is actually Little side note, I have tested that with e-commerce, and that is something that you probably do want to tick when it comes to selling online with e-commerce, because people, like I say, the probability is that they're in a comfortable place at their home, they're looking through their phone or their desktop, whatever, they're more than likely to get their credit card out as opposed to if they're out and about. Yeah, so something to think about. I'm not going to bother. You can also exclude stuff. I'm not going to bother because I'm trying to make this pretty straightforward for you guys. You can also put a cap on it. Again, I'm not going to bother because the reason why I'm not going to bother at this stage is because I don't know how much my leads are going to cost me anyway. And then it finally comes up with the estimated potential reach. That's way too big, but it doesn't, it's not going to bother me. I'm just going to put that out there anyway. Right. That's it. That's it. That's it. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. Cool. And then I'm not going to click on publish because I still haven't done my ad. I'm going to go up here, click on ad, and that's going to bring up a new page for me. All right, sorry guys, I had to pause while the page loads. It doesn't like when I'm recording the screen, unfortunately. Right. Anyway, moving right on. We're nearly there. You've done well to stick with me this long. This is only one half of the series, so I have to do another video. But anyway, right, add up the top. We're nearly there, by the way. Facebook page, that's automatically going to pop up. You can't change that. You can change your Instagram thing. I'm not going to bother. And you can have, here's where it gets kind of cool. You can actually have a video ad straight away. So if you've got some video material you want to put up, remember it does need to be between 15 and 60 seconds in order for it to show up on Instagram. And it really just needs to highlight your business. Now, you can do a couple of things here. You can either do just a normal image or video ad, or alternatively, you can do a carousel or a collection. Now, I'm not going to bother about that. I'm just going to keep it really, really simple. And again, video or slideshow. You can actually, sorry, that's the other thing you can do. If you don't have any video, you do want to put a video ad up. You've got some maybe images from your client, or if you are a small business, you've got some images from maybe jobs that you've done. As long as they look kind of relatively professional, not like crazy professional, don't need to go to extremes. But if you've got, say, 5 to 10 of those, you can actually create your own little slideshow. There's like a little video creation tool within here. If you just click on that, again, I'm not going to bother about that right now. It's about smashing out one of these ads as quick as possible, right? So that's the image I've decided to go with. Nice. It's my dream home just there. Nah, just kidding. It's not. Anyway, you can also use this tool here, which will create the singular image into a video, which is kind of amazing. It's only, I think it's like 6 to 15 seconds long or something like that. It's really short, but again, like I say, video does wonders with Facebook. They love video. You get cheaper views for video as opposed to images, things like that. So anyway, something to think about. Right. What can we put in there? We're not going to go too crazy. I'm not going to go through how I'd normally do the whole ad copy thing. What I am going to do is just go, what did I say? Pool cleaning, I think was the thing. Yeah, because I've got an example I want to show you guys. So yeah, pool cleaning. So let's go. All right, I'm just going to pause this while I write this up. Alrighty, I've just chucked together a little bit of text there, and look, thank you so much for your patience, guys. I know it's been it's a long, hard, dusty road, to be fair, and we're only halfway there. Although only on this video, I'm not going to go into the second part of it. I'll do another video for that. Anyway, it'll be tomorrow's one you can look forward to. Right, here we are. Blah blah blah. Now you have to just excuse the image. I know it's not even remotely relevant to pool cleaning, anything like that. It's just something I chose. So obviously you can just click on change image. You can crop it as well. You can adjust it. Now remember, the ideal image size is actually 1200 by 628. And the other thing just to bear in mind as well is that you can use things like canva.com, which is a free design tool. The only thing to keep in mind is that you cannot have more than 20% of the image with text on it. Okay, so you can have like a little plaque down the corner, say if it was over here, for example, just saying, get your offer 50% off now or whatever, that's fine, but you can't have like blah 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 text, blah 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 blah. Yeah. So anyway, I've just chosen that just because it's random. Now, I haven't even thought about the copy that much. It's just something I kind of threw together, to be honest. And you can come in here and just basically put whatever you want. Now, again, you will need to read through the terms and conditions of what you can and can't say in the ads. But just a little tip: you cannot call out your audience. So you can't say, for example, "Are you a homeowner that owns blah 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 pool?" I know it's quite a subtle difference, but you cannot do that. You cannot call out a specific audience. And if you do, you have to do it in a really subtle way. So one of the ads that I'm running at the moment for it's an aged care facility. Now I can't say old people. I have to say older Australians or um, things like that. So I'm not directly calling them out. I have to sort of make implications. So another way I might put that is instead of "Are you old?" I would say look for the healthcare more older Australians are turning to, or something like that. Yeah. So again, don't think too hard on the ad copy, but just make sure that you are a little bit cautious with how you word it. You always want to put in a call to action. So click, because you're basically telling the audience. People, if they've read this far, they've gone through this. Oh yeah, do I need a pool clean? Oh, actually, yeah, 50% off. Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. No, and then like the split second is, oh, okay, what do I do now? You'll click to claim your discount. All right, fine, do it. All right, fine, I will claim a discount then. None of these are real. Don't use that's not. I just made all this up. Yeah, so don't go to these websites or anything. But display link, what you want to show, you can have a display link or not. In fact, you may even want to not show that because it's less likely that people go, oh, I'll just have a look at poolsrules.com or .au, whatever. Yeah. Headline, again, just something that's kind of punchy. Um, Click to claim your pool clean, 50% off. Yeah. Now, this one, what you'll find is that if you've used and it's not really relevant for this particular ad type, but if you do run traffic, what it tends to do is if you don't put anything in here, it actually picks up the metadata off whatever website or the whatever landing page URL you put in there. So it'll pick up the metadata to give that description. So you can usually chuck something a bit better in there, to be honest, like spots are limited for the next 10 people, blah, 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 get 50% off, da, 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 da. I'm just going to leave it blank because I'm not really fussed for this example. And call to action, you want to play around with this a little bit. Some people suggest that it's better to use something that is quite direct, like get offer. Other people think that it scares people off. I've found a lot of success with using learn more because it's quite soft. It's not saying, shop now or book now, do it. It's just kind of like, hey, if you feel like, just learn more. You're not committing to anything. Just have a look, learn more about this offer. So, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna go with get offer because hopefully the other school of thought is that people, if you are direct with them, then okay, well, that yes, I am committed to getting this offer. Like, it's all sort of sales psychology here. Right, here's the fun stuff. So if you've come this far, then thank you for sticking around. And I'm just going to go through this really quick, and then we'll get it done. Yeah. All right. So lead form. Now I've already got a few, so I'm not going to. Well, I have to show you guys, don't I? Of course, I've taken you this far. Anyway, create lead form. Let's start with that. Now, Facebook, in its wisdom, they allow you to create lead forms. They do not allow you to edit them once you have saved them and once they're in use, which is just, it's mind-boggling. I do not know why they would do that. Just going to move my head out of the way. I said move my head. Right, there we go. Put that over there. Okay, new form. Next. I have to move my head again. Big fat head in the way. All right, change the name over here. All right, drag that over there. Sorry, I don't even know if you guys can see that, but it's I've got like a view of the webcam, and it's just I usually have it in the corner of my screen, but now it's blocking the screen. Big fat head. All right, lead form. So we're just going to go Paul, what did I say? Paul's rules, V1, volume 1, version 1, whatever you want to call it. All right, do we want more volume or higher intent? So obviously more volume, more leads potentially. Higher intent means you're pre-qualifying the audience a little bit further, so you'll get less leads, but there's a chance they may be more qualified and more ready to buy. I personally just go for more leads because I'm usually paid on a basis of the performance I can get from my clients. So I go for more volume. I figure if the team has a decent sales person in place, then it doesn't matter what types of leads they are. They should be able to try and convert a fairly good percentage. Right, that's up to you though. I'll let you play around. Content intro. So you can have an intro. I mean, like a headline. It's completely optional though. You don't actually need to put that in. So you can just get rid of that whole section altogether, and that would be there anyway. And you can either, so there's two things. Basically, this image here will be automatically drawn from your ad, or you can actually upload your own image. And as I say, just confirming those dimensions, 1200 by 628. I know mine was bigger, but it's still sort of rectangular in shape, so that's why it sort of fits in. And it'll probably look kind of skewed on Instagram, so I probably should have just used the appropriate image size. Rightio, so I'm not going to bother about that. It's up to you. You can do a little bit of an intro. You've only got 60 characters to do that intro though. And then you can also have, 60 characters as part of the headline, my apologies, and then obviously your paragraph there. So here's the other cool thing you can do. Is if you're trying to pre-sell something, you can have bullet points. Next day service. Service. Blah. That's not how you spell service, is it? Yep, close enough. Next day service. Yep, that's definitely right. I don't know. What do you a pool? Like, what do you do with a pool, right? 20 years experience. No one really gives a crap about that type of stuff, though. You've got to make these into like selling points, like, oh, I've been in the game for 20 years. Like, that's fine. Like, can you? No one cares about that. Can you do the job? You know, over the client, Melbourne's oldest. Yep, that's a word. Oldest. What? Pool dudes. Can't even type today. There we go. Oldest is a word. All right, cool. So headline text. Let's chuck in something, and I'm just using this as a demonstration. Where the hell did they come from? That's weird. All right, let's do it. Let's go. Pool. What did I say? Pools rules. Pool cleaning. Yep, that's a word too. Good one. Ning. Pools rules, pool cleaning. There you go. Obviously, you need to jazz it up yourself. I personally don't even bother with that because I figure if someone has to scroll down to fill in their info, then it delays the opportunity for them to do it. So I don't even bother. Again, you probably want to play around with it yourself. There's no sort of hard or fast rule with what's going to work. It's really up to you. Now, question time. So you got default questions here. So you can have things like, and that's that there. Enter your detail below. Fill in the info below to claim your 50% discount. Hopefully that comes up. In the info below to claim your 50% discount. Alrighty. Guys, I'm so sorry about the time. I was trying to do this in a quick way. Probably shouldn't have been explaining too much. Alrighty, so more options. You definitely, if you're doing this type of offer, you definitely want them number. So let's go phone number here. And that'll come up, email, name, full name, phone number. Now, a lot of people have asked, can you do anything about the order? Yes, you can. and I always forget how you do it, but you just need to click. It's just the way you put the information in. So I think it goes email, because it looks kind of, I might have done that wrong. Yes, I have. Okay. Da, 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 da. And it'll make you have one. So we're going to go full name, email, phone number. That looks a little bit better, yeah? Looks a bit snazzy. Nice, nice, nice. Now, you can also put in custom questions as well. And all this stuff, I mean, amazing amounts of information. Again, a little caveat on all that is that the more information you're asking, the less probability you have someone is going to take an action and fill in that form. So the less information, the more likely it is to convert. Just a little heads up for you. And I think if you're just trying to develop a bit of a rapport with them and give them a call, whatever, you probably don't need that much information at that stage. Really, just, hey, how's it going? Yep. Do you wanna get the 50% discount? Cool. When can we work this out? Bang. Yep. Okay. You can also put in your own custom questions. Facebook loves rejecting stuff, so I'll leave it up to you what you put in there. But you can't get sort of personal information. You can't kind of go, what suburb do you live in? Because there's actually a suburb question there, or zip code. You can get a zip code. You can't get a specific suburb. I don't think it is. So it's a bit, yeah. And street address. I don't think you can get that. That's so weird. I've actually had, and sorry, the reason why I mention all that is because I've actually had forms that have been rejected. So I find it kind of ironic that they would have it as an option there, but then when you go to query something similar, they would reject it. I don't know why that's the case, but it is. Anyway, there you go. Right. Now, if you recall, I did also mention that you will need things like privacy policies, things like that. So assumably, you've either got your own website or basically your client does have a website. So you would need to put in a link to a privacy form there. And if you don't have one, I do suggest you do get one because it's kind of important. You cannot use Facebook's. I know that a lot of companies will actually put, allow you to put their privacy policy in place as part of the advertising package, but you can't do that with Facebook. You have to have your own one. Alternatively, you can just put in a custom disclaimer, which basically just goes through exactly the same things like we cannot guarantee results or limited to the first 10 people, blah, 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 yeah? So you can put in that as well. Again, I'm not going to bother with that. I'm just going to go privacy because it's privacy. I'm going to say something stupid like privacy.com. Do not copy me. I'm just trying to get the form out of the way, yeah? Don't copy what I'm doing. Right, thank you screen. So this is basically that. It says a bit of stuff from Facebook, blah, 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 blah. You can click on submit. And I'll show you a couple of details in a moment. Thank you screen. What do we have over here? All right, thanks, you're all set. Your info has been sent to Leco Solutions with my business. Tap below to visit Leco Solutions. All right, so what you want to do here is go and add whatever you choose in there, right? So thanks so much. You're all set. You've been 50% discount is locked in. Click here to view the website and we'll get in touch or something like that, right? And then you can just put in that. Or the other thing is if you've got a pricing guide, you can actually do this one as well. So you can actually upload a PDF into here. Core business, that's another one. In fact, if you are doing things like service businesses, that's something that you probably want to do as well. Because now you're basically getting their contact details inbound and you have the opportunity for them to contact you as well. So it's really good. So you can do that. Last little thing I'll show you guys, and obviously that's all straight for you. Hopefully you guys know how to put a number in. Right, okay. Last little thing, settings. English simplified, as I like to call it. Sorry, guys. Yeah, okay. Now you want to, okay, so restricted means that basically someone has to click on an ad, find your form, click on the form, fill in the details. Whereas if it's open, they can share it with their friends. They might say, great, I've seen this ad, but actually I know that someone who's got a pool might be interested. So personally, you're better off doing that, I think, because that way you might have the, rarely, but you might have the option of it going and being shared, meaning that your marketing budget goes a little bit further. Field IDs, this is for what we're going to do in the back end. You probably don't need that right now, but it just gives a bit of information regarding that. So that's it. I think we covered everything. Thank you, screen. Didn't we? Blah, blah, blah. Yes, 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 yes. No, 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 no. And that's it. Can't really change anything there. Yep, done. Okay, cool. So that's your form. All nice and done, yeah? And if you're happy with those details, that's it. You either come up here. Damn it, my big fat head in the way. Come up here and there's an option to... Damn it, dude, seriously. Right, we're so close. You guys have been amazing. Thank you for sticking with me. And that shows what it's like. Instagram as well, very similar. Yep, cool. And then you can click save, which if you recall, I mentioned you can't edit once it's live. So once you click that finish button, you can't come in and edit it. You can, however, edit it if you click save and then exit, because it's basically hasn't gone live yet. It's still in draft mode. I don't know why they've done it like this. It's just mind-boggling if you ask me, but that's it. You've now gone through that process. It's taken 45 minutes of me rambling. Hopefully you're with me at this stage, and once you hit the submit button or the finish button, I'm not going to do that because I'm going to come back and edit this later. In fact, I don't even need this. I'm probably going to delete it, actually. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you very much. Okay, so I click save, and then I click that, yeah? Right, and I can just choose my lead forms, which I'll probably have a few in here, I'd imagine. Yep, draft pools. There we go. Test forms, a couple other ones. I don't really use this for this particular account. All right, and then it just prompts me to come back and finish off making that, yeah? So I tell you what, I will actually cancel that, finish that. Doesn't really matter if I make this and do another one. Okay, yeah, it does. Of course, it didn't like my privacy, that's why. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I thought, okay, yeah, anyway, doesn't matter. Right, so I'm just going to go save, get rid of that. Yep, that's fine. Thank you. Alrighty. So once you've submitted that, assuming you've submitted everything properly, don't do as I've done, put on all the details that you need. That will disappear because it's a legit lead form. And I'm not going to worry about URL parameters or the Facebook pixel at this stage. Actually, I will put that in because I've already got that set up. No, I don't. I haven't set that up because it haven't used it in years for that particular ad account. And then that's it. If you're happy with those details, I'm just going to move my big fat head out of the way once again. Bang, you click on publish, and that'll go through that process where they either accept or reject. And if they accept it, you'll start seeing traffic flowing and leads coming in hopefully straight away. Obviously, keep an eye on it. And what I'm going to show you in the next video is the back end of what we're doing here, which basically means that there's a flow that you can add to it, which means that you'll get automatically notified of the leads, or your client will. You'll get a spreadsheet and an email as well, plus an SMS. So it's pretty damn cool. Plus, I'll show you a way that you can supercharge this whole process. Anyway, I'm losing my voice. It's been amazing. Guys, I'm so sorry for talking for so long. Thank you so much for joining me if you are still with me at this point. My name's Jamie G, and I really appreciate you guys sticking around. Feel free to hit the like button and leave a comment if there's anything you'd like me to cover in future. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.